Are you ready for this? Hey, everybody. It's Allie. Happy Thursday. Happy day of Thurs. I hope that everybody is having a fantabulous week. I am so excited. Nicole is already laughing at me. I am so excited to see you guys. This week has been wild. It's been crazy. I'm actually going to be doing a little bit of a personal update on my other channel because you know how life just hits you? It just hits you and then it gives you like the 1-2 gut punch and you're like, hey, life, what did I ever do to you? That has been my last 2 weeks. So I hope that you are doing phenomenally. Mary kicked us off when I was like, are you ready to rumble? Mary is always ready to rumble. Got Midgie in the house. This was Nicole laughing at me. I love it. Hey, Kevin's here. Hey, I see you there. Well, hello. This is Stella Ulette? Oh, you're going to have to tell me if I'm close. Because that is a really, really cool, if that's your name, that is a really cool name. And if you're new here, make sure you let me know down in the comments. I already see all my peeps are jumping in. But this is a very cool name. Is this your name? Let me know. If not, it's a cool thing that you made up, and I love it. Hey, Lisa's here. Hey there. Woohoo, boop. Yes, I have been booped. Dave was live earlier and he was like, boop. And I almost did it again. And I was like, you know what? There were some other boops in the comments. I was like, all right, I'm going to let him have this one. Hey, Tara's here. Hey there. So glad to see you. Hope you're not working late tonight. Hey, Christy Ann's in the house. Hi from Tennessee. Hope Kevin is feeling better. He is doing a lot better. We're hoping to get his stitches out this Saturday. We took him in last Saturday to get his stitches out. And the doc said, no, not quite ready. And then everything kind of got crazy this week. But anyway, I don't want to ruin it for you guys because I'm going to post that update on the other channel. If you're wondering what the other channel is, it'll be linked down in the description box below. It's FitFlavorFun Uncensored. It's basically where I talk about everything else not GLP1 related. So I hope to see you there. Kevin said this week stressed me out. Listen, you and me both. Can we just not? Is that an option? I saw a TikTok video from a rather young lady who was doing her first corporate job, her first 9-to-5, if you will. And she was just like crying in her car. And she was like, is this my life now? And I was just like, I feel this in my soul. And I'm an adult. It's like, I just don't wanna. Don't make me. Hey, Jazzy's here. Hello. So glad to see you. R.E. Houston, Texas. Hello from where else? Houston, Texas. Hey there. Hey, Yukon Jack's in the house with some purple hearts. I love that. It matches my shirt. By the way, my shirt I got just for you guys. Not really, because I love it. But also for motivation. The magic is in you. How awesome is that? If this doesn't remind you of like those 90s, you know, you go to the destination location, right? Like a beach or, vacation spot. And there's the person out there doing the airbrushing, right? Love it. It's even got a star on the shoulder. Love it. Anyway, I am here to remind you that the magic is in you. You are, in fact, the magic. And if you're wondering what this is, it's actually a really terrible mascara. But it's blue. I just got it because it looks like a microphone, but I did test the mascara and it was terrible. So if you see this at Walmart, don't buy it. Okay. I'm going to put the toys away. Strega. Hey, kids. Hey, hey, hey. Midgie says, got our solar active today. Solar active? What do you mean? Ta-da. What's happening? I love it. Hey, there's Todd. Todd, what are you doing? What you up to? Good evening, Allie. Thanks for the pictures of your water additives. Yeah, I was showing Todd my my water additives. I've got a video where I show them to you guys, but it's like this whole organizational thing. You can put all the packets in it. It's fantastic. It's a jewelry organizer, if you're wondering. But hey, you can use it for water flavor. Otherwise, I just have like boxes and boxes and boxes, and it's just out of control. Kim knows what I'm talking about. Kim is out of control. Hey, Kim. Hey, hey. Lady Jane Grey. Hello. Hello. I'm so happy to see everybody. It's all about the dog. Yes, it is. Hi, all. Remember, spring is the time for rebirth. You're having labor pains. Is that what it is? Because I didn't sign up for that. So, where do I unsubscribe from that? Is that one of those junk emails that I got that came in that was like, and I was like, oh, whatever, I'll just put it in the trash. I didn't unsubscribe. Is that what's happened here? It's painful. It's painful. That's very funny though. Hey, Taryn's here. Yes, Allie, it's my name. Oh my gosh, I love that. But did I get close with the pronunciation? Like the Stella part, okay, that's pretty straightforward. But the ulete, oh my gosh, it just sounds phenomenal. Like you should be like a fantastical fairy that's saving the realm in an epic fantasy picture. Like I don't know. It's speaking to me. I'm loving it is what I'm saying. That's what I'm trying to say. It's what the words are coming out. Hey, Midgie says we got you with the boops. Yes, I love it. I love it. Hey, Jude's here. Hey there. I started my husband on TERS last Saturday and told him to make sure he eats right. Now he can't seem to make a ham sandwich. Oh no. You know, when I first started out, I feel like I'm like, you know, like I'm an old lady over here, old GLP1 lady. When I first started on the Zepbound, right? I guarantee you that's what I'm going to sound like, and I am going to cuss like a sailor, and I am going to be tooting it up, going up and down the aisles at the grocery store. I am so looking forward to getting older. I just need to share that with you, Jude. So anyway, when I first started out on a GLP-1, it's like Allie with the ADD squirrel. I had a really tough time with certain types of meats. I don't know if you've gone that far back in my content, but I had a really hard time specifically with red meat, but also with pork. And I found that I did better with chicken and turkey when I was just starting out. I don't know if it was a digestive thing. I was doing the digestive enzymes. It just wasn't working. Now, I know you're talking about making a ham sandwich, but that may be a little tidbit that helps him. Maybe if he was excited about what he was eating, right? It would help you. I'm trying to help you, Jude. Hey, Tara says, I'm off tonight, not feeling well. Oh no. Cold symptoms. That's what happens when you go out into public. Now, Tara, I don't know if you know this or not, but I actually don't recommend public because of this exact reason. Every time I go to Walmart, I get sick. Doesn't matter if the hand sanitizer, mask, it doesn't matter. It's like, it happens to me. I'm so sorry that you're not feeling well, but I'm so glad that you're here. I hope that you are bundled up and warm. I hope that you have hydration. Tara, you better be hydrated, okay? I'm doing the Dr. Pepper Zero tonight. Let me know what you're drinking. Tara, I hope you feel better. Hey there, I'm not new here, just missed your live. Okay, well, that's okay. Sometimes people aren't new here, but they don't necessarily comment every time, but I love names, so that's why yours was really standing out to me, because I love it. Midgie says, we have a pooch that got a laceration from who knows where. We got her shots and a nail trim. Yeah, that's what happened with Kevin. He was just having a bad day. Yes, less stress, please. Yes, oh my gosh. Yes. Okay. Texas Linda Lou. Linda, listen, Linda. I'm always thinking about Linda when I say that in my videos. Okay, by the way, if you're new here, if you want to pop a QQQ or some question marks in front of your questions, I will make sure to click on them so I can help people out. Okay, and we do have some topics to discuss tonight, so I'm going to be jumping into that. Okay, Linda says, I have labs scheduled in May. In regards to checking nutrient levels, what should I request that they check in addition to vitamin D? Vitamin D is always good, which is covered by my Medicare plan. This is an excellent question. I would talk to your doctor and see if they can work with you on specifically what you're requesting, right? So let them know that, obviously you're on a GLP1, you want to check your nutrient levels, check your vitamin levels, and just make sure that everything is going well. One of the things that they have a tendency to check is B12, which is always a good option. That's just like a by itself kind of test. So that's usually pretty straightforward and pretty much covered by insurances. But you always want to double check. Your doctor is going to be much more familiar with what Medicare covers and what it doesn't. So have a conversation with them before you draw the labs and say, hey, I just want to check everything and make sure everything's good. And make sure that you have a list of whatever supplements you're taking. Because many times we don't realize it, but the supplements that we're taking will prompt your doctor, right, to test for something like you're talking about the vitamin D. By the way, favorites for the week. I don't know if you guys saw my review video. It was a requested video. It just dropped this morning on the Mega Food chewable and gummy vitamins. These are fantastic. And I did a full review of the flavors. Yes, they have the men's version. Yes, they have the kids version. Yes, they have one for skin and hair. Those were all questions from that video. So definitely go check it out. And for those of you who have been requesting so diligently, because I love you, I did start an Amazon storefront. So you will see that linked in today's video, in the rest of my videos. So if there's something that I reference or that you're looking for, or a lot of times I just talk about something random that I ordered, like leggings or whatever, it'll be right there in the storefront. And I'm still working on getting everything set up. So right now, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 lists on the storefront because I spend way too much money. So, but Linda, I love that you're asking the right questions. That's fantastic. Just take your supplements list. You don't have to take them in there, right? But take the list to your doctor and it might prompt them to check something. Hey, Paula's here. Hello. Christine is in the house. Hey there. Ooh, Midgie says, ooh, love the shirt. Thank you. I do too. I plan on wearing it a lot. I'm a sucker for a unicorn or a dragon shirt. It's just makes me happy, like instantly. How is Kevin feeling? He is doing fantastic. He's really just a really good dog. Like, I just don't have any complaints. Like, even when things go terribly wrong, he is such a good boy. And I am so grateful. And the girls have been really good too. They haven't been, super rowdy while he's healing. So that's always a big plus. Hey, Allie, give Kevin a hug and a kiss from his Aunt Judy in Kentucky. Yes, adulting is hard. Love your shirt. Thank you. Yes, I absolutely will. Yes, hit the thumbs up, everyone, as you come in. Don't forget, when you hit the thumbs up button, when you are in a live, it helps to push the live out to everybody else, right? It's that algorithm that says, hey, people are enjoying this. So, yes, if you need to minimize the chat for a moment, hit that like button. We've got a whole bunch of people that just joined. I love that you guys are here hanging out with me. Thank you so much. And remember, if you have questions, just pop them in the chat. Okay. Paula said, love the shirt and the mad mascara dupes as a mic. I know, right? I love that. I love that. Hey, Almeida's here from Chattanooga. Love it. All right, Jonna's here. I really need an Allie live long day. You're the bestest. No, you are the bestest. Yeah. We talked about at one point doing like a pajama party and like going all night. You guys, I am so old. Like I don't think I'd be able to hack it. I'm usually in bed by like 8 or 9. I mean, I'm not like asleep, but I'm in bed with my book and I'm chilling, right? It's just one of those things. Anyway, okay. All right. Let's scroll down. Scrolling down. I'll have to see your water flavoring video. Yeah, so I've got there some of the older videos is where I was doing a lot of the, circle water flavors and things like that. So yeah, that's where I talk about a lot of the water flavors. I probably need to do a newer video because my water flavoring stash has grown immensely. Like I said, I spend too much money. Hey, Doris is here. Hey there. Okay, Kevin says, going for my yearly health check tomorrow. First one since losing 89 pounds. Loving it. Doc doesn't care for the GLPs. Should be interesting. Yeah, it should be. And I hope everything goes well. Now, don't forget, just as a side note, you guys know me, like I like to make sure people have realistic expectations. If you go in and you have lab work done, remember when you have a big weight loss like that, sometimes the values may be a little bit off, especially for things like liver enzymes, right? And cholesterol. Do not get down on yourself, right? Because when you are in a weight loss phase and you've lost a lot of weight, those values fluctuate over time. And it just, right, like we're not planning out, hey, I think I'm going to have good labs today. Let's go to the doctor, right? It's luck of the draw. So I hope that you have an awesome appointment. I hope your doctor is impressed with all of your hard work, and hopefully they'll get on the bandwagon with liking GLP1s because GLP1s are fantastic. And Doris is a member. Woo! Thank you. Yes, Doris rejoined. Yeah, you guys, if you want to, you may need to check and see if you were previously a member. If you were a mender, what would you do? Member, then you may need to rejoin. Okay. Janet's got a question. I'm on 5 milligrams of Mounjaro. The first 4 weeks, I still have food noise. The 5th week, the food noise was gone. Has that ever happened before to anyone? Yes, absolutely. Yeah. So it's important to remember 2 things when it comes to being on a GLP-1. If you are first starting out at the lower doses, you may or may not have a reduction in food noise, period, end of story, right? It just depends on your specific body and what dose you need. The other thing that you have to remember is that it takes these meds 4 weeks to build up in your system. So a lot of times people get frustrated, but that's one of the reasons why they have that dosing schedule like they do, right? With the 4 weeks, because you may not see or experience, right, the full benefit of that dose until that mark. So yes, that's actually fairly common when it comes to the food noise. So you are not alone. Mary said, I didn't subscribe for that. You have me cracking up already. I needed it. Yeah. Keep the joy coming. Oh, yeah. There's lots more where that came from. Hey, Sherry's here. Hey there. Essay's back. Woohoo! Caught alive. I'm so glad. Hey, Strega, wearing my FitFlavorFun shirt for the occasion. I love that. I love that. That's fantastic. If you guys, I used to have it linked in all of my videos. If you go back a little bit further, you'll see, if you want a FitFlavorFun shirt, I don't get anything for you purchasing them. It supports a small business owner. So yeah, or if you want to jump on Etsy and do a search for FitFlavorFun, then you'll see the shirts. We've got a couple of different varieties. Again, I don't get anything for it. If you guys want a shirt, you're just helping support a small business. Okay. Mineral Lady, hello. Hey, Coke Zero. Gotta love that. That reminds me, I'm going to take a sip of my Dr. Pepper Zero. Mineral Lady said, I'm not late this time. Mineral Lady showed up at like the last 5 minutes of the last live. I felt so bad. I was like, I gotta go. I'm sorry. But I'm glad you're here this time. Tara says, I work in the public. Have you ever seen that? What's that guy's name? What's that guy? He's the comedian. He does the stand-up with the here's your sign guy. Anyway, he's always like drunk in public. Anyway, kind of hard to avoid drinking Belly Welly mixed berry flavor. My favorite. I was going to say, you are always drinking the Belly Welly. I love that. Midgie's doing Walmart electrolytes in my essential amino acids drink. Nice. I love the little martini glass at the end. That's fantastic. Hey, Sunshine's here. Hello there. Kathy coming to us from Kansas. Kathy, I don't think we're in Kansas anymore. Right, Toto? Okay, Mary said, yes, old lady summer all day long. Sign me up. Love that short, by the way. Yes, I was having fun with that one. If you guys are wondering what Mary is referring to, she is referring to some of the silly shorts that I do over on my other channel, which is linked in the description box below. It is FitFlavorFun Uncensored. It is all things me, but not the GLP. So yeah, I had a lot of fun with that one. Hey, Linda, Tom Thumb brand orange tangerine water enhancer in my water. Oh, I don't think I've heard of that brand, but orange tangerine sounds fantastic. Sherry's doing iced water. Sherry, I'm not sure if you know this, but that doesn't hydrate you at all. If you know, you know. Okay. If you don't know, you have to be here for the inside jokes. Okay. With fresh lemon, love that. It won't hydrate me, but I like it. See, Sherry knows the joke. Sherry's in on it. She's in on it. I love that. Thank you, Sherry. See, I didn't even get to the end of your comment and you were already one-upping me. That's awesome. Life is good. 8. I have United Healthcare Medicare, but it covers the B12 test. Okay, good. Yeah, a lot of it is going to depend on different factors. So that's why it's always good to check with your doctor. Or you can call in, right? If you want to call in to, whatever the little support line is, they'll be able to tell you what labs are covered. Okay, gold video. Oh my goodness. Greetings from Madrid. I lost 45 pounds. Yes. That is awesome. On Zepbound, then started to take Retatrutide, but had too many heart palpitations. Oh no. So I'm back on Zepbound and happy. Okay, good. I'm glad you're happy. I'm almost at my goal weight. That is fantastic. Gold video. Doing the gold standard today. I love it. Listen, all of your hard work is paying off. You are doing phenomenal. And, sometimes we hit bumps in the road, right? Like you said, you switched to Retatrutide. It wasn't a good fit for you. You switched back. That's okay, right? Because we just keep on moving forward. We don't let it hiccup. We don't let it, right? We just power through. And I love that. Great job. All right, it's all about the dog hydrating peach iced tea. Ooh, that sounds good. Tastes good, but not really tasting like peach or tea. Well, now I'm concerned about you. What is it tasting like? What happened? How can you tell me that you are in fact hydrating on peach iced tea, but it doesn't taste like peach or tea? It's all about the dog. I am now very concerned for you. I need you to let me know what's going on. Okay. Mineral Lady's got a question. When we are on GLP1, should we also get work with a dietitian? Yes, absolutely. Or can we track our own food and drink and make our own meal plans? Also, yes, absolutely. So here's the thing about a dietitian. Many times they're covered by insurance. Many times, if you get a good one, right? Don't just pick one randomly. Like, if you can research the person beforehand, figure out if they are, send them an email and say, are you, GLP1 supportive? How do you feel about this? How do you feel about that? Do you work with type 2 diabetics, right? Like, you can email these people. They often have websites of their own, right? Because they're usually in private practice, and you can get some information to see if they're going to be a good fit for you. If you go to your dietitian's webpage, right? Let's say your doctor recommends 2 or 3 of them to you that are covered by your insurance. If you go to the first one's page and it's somebody who's like not looking like your cup of tea, right? They're talking about doing these diet culture things, or they're selling a bunch of supplements, or right, something's just not clicking with you. Move on to the next, right? And the nice thing again about dietitians is most of the time they are covered by insurance, even if you want to see them long term. So, you know, get your money's worth. If you get a good dietitian that is GLP-1 positive, you can learn a lot. I went to a dietitian multiple times. She was incredibly helpful, and she gave me a lot of really great snack options because that's really where I was struggling. My meals on point, right? Because we can see recipes all over the place. High protein, high fiber, right? Like, I didn't need help with that. Where I was going wrong was my snackage. And so that's where she was able to say, hey, let me send you these documents of high protein or high fiber snacks that are a good option, and pick some stuff out that works for you. And she was worth her weight in gold. So, yeah. Now, second part, can we track our own food and drink and make our own meal plans? Absolutely. The only thing that I will say is please, please, please be careful if you are going to use something like ChatGPT or some sort of AI to create a meal plan for you. You need to be going in and double checking it, because I cannot tell you how many times I have spoken with somebody in a support group and they're like, I don't understand. I'm in a calorie deficit. My calories are super low. I'm doing this, doing that, getting the movement, and I'm not losing weight. And then lo and behold, they weren't tracking what they were eating. They were going by a specific meal plan where they put the calories in as the parameter, and ChatGPT screwed it up. And so they weren't losing weight because they weren't actually in a calorie deficit. So be careful if you're going to use AI. But other than that, absolutely, you can do it yourself. Or you can have a dietitian do it for you. It's whatever works best for you. It's whatever best fits your lifestyle. Or maybe you do a little of both. Get a dietitian to create you a 2-week meal plan, and then you switch it up and add in some stuff that you like, right? So you just kind of got to be flexible there. But yes, you can do both. Okay. Since I lost a little bit lately, my doctor asked me to go see the nurse practitioner to discuss nutrition, but I don't see the point for that. I'd rather go to a registered dietitian and not go at all. Yeah, so as long as your doctor is not concerned about malnutrition, right? That would be a key, right? That means that you're not getting the nutrients that you need, you're not getting the vitamins and minerals that you need. That is a different type of problem. So yeah, so I would say reach out to your doctor and say, "Hey, doc, I want to see a registered dietitian. Can you give me 3 references of people who are local or whatever?" And they will, right? They'll have somebody they can recommend for you, and check those people out, research them, and see how it goes. What's the worst that happens? You go see a registered dietitian, they're covered by your insurance. You don't like it or it wasn't a good fit, you try a different one, you find somebody good, and you're like, "Nah, I don't want to do that." And you end up seeing the nurse practitioner anyway. But not that bad, right? If you look at it like that. So, yeah, I would say talk to your doctor, get some recommendations, and try a dietitian and see how it goes. Jude says, Allie, does your store have clear protein? I need that. And the back supporter thing. Yes, Jude. Yes, it does. I am still updating the protein specific list because I'm actually getting ready to review some more clear protein just for you. So, but yes, all of the ones that I've tried so far are going to be in there. They'll be listed under the protein list in the Amazon storefront. So, yes, absolutely. Okay. All right. Regarding Oath Lemon, yes, I tried it. I like it, but it's a bit strong. Do you use more than 18 to 24 ounces of water? Yes. So, here's the thing with me, and this is specific to me because I'm just silly like this. I am incredibly sensitive to flavors. That's why I review lots of stuff. So when something tells me use 8 ounces of water, I laugh in the face of your instructions because I know that for the sake of my subscribers, I will test it at that level, but I know that I'm not going to be able to drink it or whatever. It's going to be too strong. This is true of protein drinks, flavored waters, everything. If it's a flavor of something and I'm mixing it into something else, I always have to play with the ratio. So, yes. And I do have this with the Oath Lemon. I find that if you add more water, it just gets better. It's almost like it evens out the flavor for me. So, give that a try. Or try using a little bit less powder if you want to keep it like in this range for ounces, right? Use a little bit less powder. And I keep a notebook in the kitchen, write down how much you used. That way, the next time you go to make it, you'll remember, oh, hey, I did, half a scoop in 18 ounces of water and it was perfect. I'm going to do that again. Right? So there can be a little bit of trial and error, but absolutely customize it so it's to your taste buds. Because I have to do that with everything. Hey there. Venus says, am I late? No. We've been waiting for you this whole time. Gosh. Hey, I'm so glad you're here. Too funny. Like to make things. Karen from Victoria, British Columbia. Getting a pedicure while I watch the live. Now that's what I call self-care. You're in a GLP1 live and you're getting your tootsies done. I love it. That is looks maxing to the max. Too funny. Midgie says, I could do a Friday night pajama party or a Saturday night. Yeah, that would be fun. Too funny. Okay, Linda said, when I mentioned checking other vitamins like B12, my doctor, who's also on TERS, good, said since only D was covered, that's all he was ordering. If I don't have symptoms, I'm okay. I'll have my supply list. Yeah, so I mean, there are a lot of doctors that function this way. So what I would do is I would go ahead and call and see what's covered and what's not covered or how much it's going to cost because labs can they can add up pretty quickly. My labs, just to give you a reference, now I'm not on Medicare, but with my private insurance, my labs were not covered other than for a regular visit. What is your yearly, right? That's the only time labs were covered. That one time a year, unless I was having some sort of issue. So what I did was I called my insurance company and said, "Hey, can you give me a rundown or is there a link to a website page or can you email me and give me the breakdown of the pricing for labs?" And my labs would run anywhere from 180 to $250 each time, and I was getting it done every 3 months, but it turned out to be worth its weight in gold. So, you that's up to you and your doctor. Your doctor may look at, supplements, vitamins, minerals that you're taking, and they may go, "Yeah, you're fine. We don't need to check it if you're not having symptoms," which is perfectly fine. Um, I I am just one of those people where I like to have kind of a baseline checkpoint. So even if you don't want to do it often, which is totally fine, even if you just did it once. So look at that from a cost perspective and see if that would be a good fit for you. Okay. All right. I'm going to go ahead and talk to you guys about the next one of my favorites because this one has really been a big one. Now, I don't know if you noticed in the grocery store, but Ritz has some new flavors. There is a variety pack, which I've linked. This is the savory onion. This with a chicken salad. If you are craving like chips and dip, if you want to do a protein snack, but you also need a little bit of carbs with it, or if you're just a dipper kind of person, which I absolutely am, this is phenomenal. They go on sale at the grocery store, right? I picked this up at Publix. There's a couple of other flavors, but specifically the onion, really good with chicken salad. So consider it. It's good stuff. All right. Gwen says, "Hi, I made it. I'm so glad you're here." That's awesome. Don't forget to hit that like button, guys, when you show up. I'm so glad everybody's coming to hang out with me. All right. Allie's giving old lady summer vibes in bed by 8 or 9. Yes. Yes. I'm not asleep, mind you, but that is my time to defrag and read and play on my phone. Aren't we all just kind of scrolling at the end of the day, right? My brain is just like, I've just had enough. I turn on some George Judy, some People's Court, some what have we been watching lately? We don't have cable, by the way. So we've been watching old reruns of what are those housing shows where it's like they're getting a house in the Caribbean and they look at the different houses and then they pick one, or Lakefront Bargain Hunt. Just something that you don't have to think about, right? You could just, it's kind of on in the background. You play it on your phone. Dogs are sleeping. That's the best. Okay. Crazy cat lady in LA. Hey, everybody. I just ordered the hand toe warmers. Glad to hear Kevin is on the mend. Yes. That is sitting in my Amazon cart, by the way. I need to reorder. And side note, I found a new one that they just put out. I put it in my GLP1 Amazon storefront list. So if you're wondering what I'm talking about, there's a new one that they just put out. It's a lap warmer. but it's like a disposable one. And I'm like, oh my gosh, it'll be perfect for when I travel, right? I was just on a plane not that long ago, freezing my katukas off, and I would have loved to have had something like that, right? Because you can't always just plug in, right, everywhere you go. So anyway, I'm going to be buying that one. I'll be sure to report back, Crazy Cat Lady in LA. But yeah, the toe warmers, I cannot live without the toe warmers. Hey, Amelia's here. Hey there. Amelia says, having difficulty choosing fiber ring? Fiber ring? Can you recommend any supplements? Yes, but what is a fiber ring? Do you just mean fiber in general? Let me see. Let me see if Amelia posted again. Okay, no. Okay. Well, Amelia, I'm going to assume that you're just talking about fiber supplements. So I am a huge fan of getting as much fiber as you can from food. I'm a big fan of the hero products, right? Like, I'm gonna be your hero. I get their tortillas and their bread and their tortillas, bread, bagels. And it is a phenomenal source of protein and really easy to use those in meals. You can meet a fiber goal like that. If you do a hero bread, choose whichever type you'd like. Let's say you do like an egg white wrap in the morning, which is one of my favorite things. Okay, so you're using the hero tortilla. And then for snack, let's say you do fruits and veggies in a protein dip. Again, love that. I have a video showing you how to do it. You've already met your fiber goal. And you didn't have to take a supplement. Now, if you just want to supplement, which is totally fine, I don't have like a specific brand that I recommend. There is one that's in my Amazon storefront that's listed under GLP1s. It is a fiber powder, which is supposed to be better for your gut microbiome. I tested it. It's like a banana fiber. I tested it. It's good. I don't know. I prefer to eat my fiber. I think it's bad enough that we need to supplement so much on a GLP-1 journey. Like, it's just one more pill that you got to take, right? You can. But if you can find fiber-rich foods, I think you're going to be happier with the results, especially if you are somebody that suffers from either diarrhea or constipation while on a GLP-1. Eating your fiber, it makes a huge difference. So, yeah. Okay, Gwen says, went to the doctor on Monday. We decided to go up to 7.5 due to food noise. That's always good. She said, I'm doing great. That's because you are. And keep doing what you're doing. That's because you should. Because you're awesome. We got another Linda in the house. Listen, Linda. Hey, from Kentucky. Hello there. Okay. Mineral Lady says, Allie, or anyone, has any of you worked with an obesity doctor instead of a primary doctor? I felt that my doctor is so unfamiliar with GLP-1, recommended I eat more plant-based protein instead of animal protein. So, can you tell me specifically why he recommended that? Because it may have been to address a symptom that you were having. Or maybe labs. I've seen doctors that have recommended to kind of help offset the labs. Like if your cholesterol is high, they'll recommend more plant. Listen, don't eat plant protein, okay? I don't even know what that is, but it doesn't sound good. Plant protein, right? To help with labs, it can be a really good option. So yeah, so let me know why your doctor was recommending that. I have not worked with an obesity specialist. There was not one local to me, but I mean, they can, even an endocrinologist can be super helpful. Gwen is on point with the Ron White. Yes. Drunk in public. Love that. They call me tater salad. Thank you, Gwen. Hello. Well, hello, Carolyn. Carolyn here. Carolyn there. Carolyn everywhere. You remember last week live? Yeah, I was so late. Yeah, it's totally okay. Yeah, I remember my peeps. I try to anyway. I try to remember everybody. Okay. CJ says, hey, joining a little late from Tampa Bay area, Florida, Idaho, which is what I call Florida. Hey there. CJ is so glad you're here. Barbara's here. And Barbara, hello, H2O. Barbara's drinking H2O, or she's drinking a little something else, if you know what I'm saying. But she's from Wisconsin. Barbara from Wisconsin. I love that. Hey, Barbara. Okay. Runway. Respect the peace and love. I love that. Drunk in public. Hey, Aussie girl. Good morning. Good morning. All the way in Australia. 9 a.m. I'm just using you as an excuse for my second coffee. Adelaide is beautiful today. I am dying to go there. Well, I'm so glad you're on your second cup of coffee. By the way, is anybody trying the Javi coffee? I'm getting ready to place another order because I'm not going to lie. I'm getting ready to run out of the caramel. It's so good. It's so good. Oh, and one thing that I started doing, you guys are going to be like, Allie, you're wild with these flavors. I mixed the Javi coffee caramel with the Clean Simple Eats. You guys know, if you've seen my review on this, the coconut cream is my favorite flavor. By the way, I'm reviewing more flavors as we speak. This mixed with coffee. This is the mic, and I intend to drop it. It is freaking phenomenal. And then these have 20 grams of protein, and then the Javi has 10 grams of protein. By your powers combined, I am Captain Planet. So do not be afraid. Be not afraid to mix flavors, okay? Because you may just come up with something phenomenal, and then it becomes your new, routine. Because this is the third day in a row that I've done coconut cream coffee. Yeah, I challenge you to go try it because it's delicious. Okay. Hey, Freddie's here. Hey there. Carla's in the house. Hi, Allie from Cali. I hit my goal weight of 145 from 190. That's phenomenal. I started 8/12/2025. I went ahead and ordered 6 months of Tirzepatide with B6 yesterday before BPI supply runs out, just to be safe. Yeah. So, Carla, thank you so much for bringing this up because it's on my list. If you're wondering how I wrote my list in blue, it's because I picked up this awesome pen. It was a set of pens at Ross. The pen is scented. You guys, it just reminded me of like 4th grade joy. You remember when you had like all the scented stickers, please hit that like button if you had scented anything. The Mr. Scents markers that were so good and like you'd get marker on your nose. If that was you, hit that like button, okay? It's gotta be. Anyway, this pen is scented like strawberry and I wrote it a list. So let's go ahead and talk about BPI and ProRx. I'm sure that many of you have seen that these two 503B facilities, right, that compound in bulk, right, B for bulk, they are no longer going to be compounding GLP1s. And it's not good. Let me just put it to you like that. Now, if you're new here, please go watch my other videos where I have recommended that people stock up because we may potentially be looking at some challenges when it comes to getting a hold of compounded tirzepatide and semaglutide, right? If these bulk facilities keep getting hit by the FDA, it's going to become challenging. Now, I don't think it's going to be going away completely, so please don't misunderstand me, but I do think that we are going to start see delays as the 503A facilities try to pick up the slack. Because remember, the way that these facilities are built to like churn these medications out is very, very different. So we've already lost 2 of the 503Bs. I did get confirmation today, just in case anybody who's using a telehealth company that's using BPI specifically, they will be shipping out the stock that they currently have, right? They are allowed to do that. So I know that there were some people that placed orders right in the last few days and they were really worried. They were like, oh my gosh, is this going to ship out? I got confirmation. Yes, it will be shipping out. So please don't panic. Yeah. And if you find yourself in a situation where you need to find a telehealth company that is reliable, then please use my coupon code tryshed.com. It'll save you 30%. And yeah, you can talk to a doctor and see if you can get approved for a GLP1. It's important to remember, sorry, my dog is coughing. It's important to remember that as the landscape is changing, if you have an opportunity like this to get a couple months supply, please do, but please don't do anything crazy. Okay? The last time we had problems like this, there were people that got sucked into doing a 1-year supply, which many of them ended up having problems where the medication was not potent, towards the end of the year. It was payment problems and all the things. Please, please, please always check every time you get a vial of anything. Always check the best used by date every time you get it. Whether you're getting a 6-month supply or it's just your regular 1-month supply, check that best used by date. I was talking to somebody earlier today and they were talking about how they did a multi-month from Bell, which is a telehealth company, and they ended up receiving medication that would expire before the 3 months was up. So checking that best used by date is going to be vital, especially moving forward as we start to see delays and things like that. So anyway, that was 2 of my topics right off the bat. All right, we're coming back to you. Ah, yes, Bill. That's right. He's the comedian and he does, here's your sign. Love that. Thank you. I couldn't remember his name. I'm having a cup of hibiscus strawberry ginger probiotic tea with a little bit of honey. Delicious. Judy's got just finished Body Armor, light strawberry banana. Excellent. Lieutenant Grace says Soylent Green is people. Yes. Yes, it is. So glad you're here for the shenanery. Love that movie. Oh, and Gwen said with water on the side. Nice. But it won't hydrate you. Carol says, hey, girl. Hey. How you doing? Chemistry used for good flavors. Absolutely. All right, let me see if I can catch up with the comments here. Rhonda says, Allie, have you tried the zero sugar coconut Dr. Pepper? I have not. So I'm a Dr. Pepper girly through and through, always have been. But here's the challenge that I run into in my small town. If I want to get a case of XYZ Dr. Pepper flavor, I can. But if I just want to get one, I can't find it anywhere, and it is painful. Here's why. Because when they came out with the blackberry, I did the zero sugar blackberry Dr. Pepper, and I couldn't find it anywhere. And I said, forget it. I'm going to buy a case of it. You guys, why was it too sweet? It was like sickeningly sweet, like made my teeth hurt sweet. A zero sugar, by the way. I just couldn't do it. I ended up giving the whole case away because I was like, I can't drink this. And it wasn't just me. I had other people test it too. And they were all like, this is really sweet. Are you sure this is zero sugar? I'm like, that's what it says on the label. I don't know. Anyway, so that's why I haven't tried any of the other Dr. Pepper flavors. Dr. Pepper cherry, Dr. Pepper everything. Like, because I can't get it in a single. I just want a single of it. A can or a bottle. I'm not really picky. I'll try it. Anyway, I'll get there eventually. Crystal Light, peach mango, green tea, red mineralite, relight. Okay. Strawberry lemonade in a 40-ounce water. Not too salty. Okay, good. And just tastes refreshingly fruity. So I get the not peach, not peachy flavor profile. That's too funny. Yes. I like the Dr. Pepper Zero Sugar Blackberry Soda. Oh my gosh. Life is good. I'm sure there are people who like it because it's not like the flavor was bad, right? Flavor good. Way too sweet. And there's no way to like, well, I guess you could water down a carbonated drink if I got like, I don't know, carbonated water and watered it down. I don't know. That seems like too much work for me. Okay. Judy says Ron White is the comedian you're talking about, right? Yes. Tater salad. Okay. Sherry, all the greats are on tonight. Yes, absolutely. Okay. Dun, 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 dun. Okay. Alameda ordered 6 months of Oh, I think it cut you off there. Come back to us. Tamala says, sometimes protein shakes make me feel terrible. That's not good. We don't want you to feel terrible. Tell me a little bit more. Does it feel like it's sitting heavy in your stomach, like you ate a brick? Is that what you mean by feeling terrible? Give me some more info, and I might be able to help you. So for me, if I do protein shakes that have like a certain level of sugar or a certain level of protein, then it sits heavy. For some people, it can be the type of protein. So yeah, so let me know what it is that's making you, or how it is that you're feeling terrible. I need specifics. Okay. Diane says, aloha, aloha, Diane. Mahalo for coming to hang out with us today. Mary says, want to rejoin your channel, but I want the money to go to you, not them. Didn't they monetize you again yet? Yes. Educate me, please. Educate me. Yes. I don't know how YouTube works for this. Yes. So, my channel has been reinstated. Yay. Thank you. So yes, yeah, you can sign up for it. I am remonetized. I'm just kind of getting back in the groove of things. But yes, you can absolutely sign up for the memberships again if you want to. If you don't want to, that's okay too. I've also included for people that don't want to send their money to YouTube, because I did get some emails of people that are like, hey, I would rather just send money to you. My Venmo and my Cash App are now listed. So if you would rather do that, you are welcome to do that. It's not expected, of course, but I did have some people who asked, so I put it in there. And if you're wondering what Padfoot Poodles is for my Cash App name, it's because we used to breed standard poodles for service work. And of course, it is a name that is Harry Potter related, because that was the theme that we went with for our breeding program. So If you're wondering what that is, I got somebody who asked me and they were like, "Is this really your Cash App? Because it says Padfoot Poodles. What's that all about?" Yes, I promise you it is. I just didn't change the name of it. So yeah, but great question, Mary. Okay, JC says, my TERS prescription ran out. I only have 1 month of Manjaro left. What's your opinion on skipping a couple of weeks and then microdosing to stretch it out? So, JC, it's going to depend on where you are in your journey. In general, generally speaking, I'm not a fan of skipping if you are in a weight loss phase. What do I mean? There are some people that get to their goal weight, right? And then they want to skip or they want to stretch it out or they want to microdose or they want to, right? That's all well and good. You're at your goal weight. If you have to get back on it, you can, right? But for people that are still in a weight loss phase, what I find is it's 50-50, flip a coin. We don't have any data on if it's going to be as successful for you the second time around. So I would say if your prescription ran out, you've got 1 month of Manjaro left. If you have an option to go ahead and go the route of telehealth companies, that's what I would go ahead and jump on it now. Because that Manjaro is going to have a date that is very much pushed out, right? Depending on when you got it, of course. Always check your expiration dates. But yeah, if it's name brand, it's going to last you a while, which means if you go ahead and get on compound from a telehealth, then you can essentially save whatever you have in the pens or the vials or whatever you've got. And then you can use compound, right, to kind of see you through. But yeah, if you're in a weight loss phase, I don't recommend skipping if you can. I mean, sometimes there are situations where you can't help it, right? But I like to make people aware that when you come back to it, even if you're microdosing, right, it may not be as effective the second time around. And don't forget, I'm not a doctor. Okay. Hey, Mitsu's here. Hey there from Northern California. Love it. Okay. Judy said snackage. Yes. Yeah. I have all sorts of crazy things that I say. Sometimes I just make up words. I have to work really hard not to make up words with you guys because, because then nobody will know what we're talking about. Okay. I'll meet us back with the rest of the question. I ordered 6 months of Tirzepatide from Bell, but they're sending it out 1 month at a time. Who can I order from that send all the meds at once? Interesting. So the person I spoke with earlier, they were having issues with Bell because they sent out a multi-month supply and the expiration dates were not good. Interesting. So this is a very good question, and I'm going to ask the community to kind of chime in if you guys know of somebody who's shipping out multi-month supplies. Drop it in the chat because I don't know. I don't know who's currently doing it. I thought that Bell was, but apparently because they've had problems, they've stopped, according to what you're saying. So the thing is, like, as long as they still have a pharmacy, right, to keep putting it out, it's not a bad thing that they're sending it to you 1 month at a time. The only challenge is, right, with the climate the way it is around GLPs, right? If something happens to their pharmacy or whatever, you will have paid for a 6-month supply and not get it all. So yeah. So everybody jump in the chat. I'll have to look on glpwinner.com and see if they list that as an option. I'm not sure if it tells you. I'll check it out and report back. But yeah, hopefully they can get it together and ship out a multi-month supply because they used to send it to you all at once. Okay. JC says, if I stop Manjaro for a month, will a lower dose still be an effect or are the receptors downregulated? So we don't really have any research on this, right? again, it's the 50-50 flip a coin, right? You won't know how it's going to affect you until you do it. That's why I tell people, if there is any way around it, don't do it if you are in a weight loss phase. So, yeah. I mean, we just don't. There are some people that can come off of a GLP-1 and be off of it for a while and then restart it, and they have great success. And it's like it works just like it did the first time. There are others that will restart and have zero weight loss. They might lose a couple of pounds of water weight in the beginning and inflammation, and then they go all the way up to the highest doses and they don't lose any more weight. Unfortunately, I don't have any research or anything to give you on that, right? I don't, just in the research I've done, just keeping up with the community, like I can't even tell you anything that puts people in a category, right? Like, oh, is it because they're type 2 diabetic, or because they were, over 300 pounds, or like, there's so many variables. I can't even narrow it down. And I imagine it'll probably be a while before we get any research on it. But I'm not 100% sold on, down-regulated receptors, or receptor burnout is another one you hear people talk about, oversaturation, right? Like, I don't think that's what it is. Just me personally, I think that our bodies are incredibly adaptive. Says every person ever who's tried to lose weight on a fad diet, right? If there's one thing that diet culture has taught us, it's that our bodies, super complicated, also able to adapt very quickly to something. So I don't think that's it. I don't think it's has to do with the regulators. I think it has to do with regulators, regulators, receptors. Straight out of Compton. Okay. Mitsu says, I'm not sure if I can ask here. Listen, Mitsu, you can ask anything here, but I will tell you the same thing I tell everybody else. Do not ask a question unless you want the answer, because I will 1,000,000% give it to you. Okay. Does anyone have any recommendeds for best syringes? Yes. And it's in my Amazon storefront. Easy Touch is the one that I use exclusively. I've tried a whole bunch of brands. I don't like any of them. They hurt. And also, it's the 31 gauge. It's either the 30 or the 31. Anyway, it's linked in my Amazon storefront under GLP1. That's the list. So yes, yeah, makes a huge difference. And does anyone do anything special for vial storage in the fridge? Thanks so much. Yeah. So again, it's in the GLP1 list on my Amazon storefront. I just have like little containers that you can get on Amazon. You can get on Etsy and get something, just do vial storage, and you will find a whole bunch of really fun stuff. But as far as just getting something like cheap that works, you can definitely just get something off Amazon for like $10 and they work great. Just make sure you're looking at the size of your vial and then what the storage container holds, because there are different sizes in the vials. So you want to make sure it's going to fit. But yeah, great question, Diana. Great question. Okay. Sandy is a member. Woohoo! All right, Sandy, I'll drink to that. Tammy's in the house. Hello, Tammy. Da, 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 da. Tara said, why are they sending 1 month at a time? Yeah, I think it's because they ran into a problem. Based off of what somebody was telling me earlier. They were having an expiration date problem. They had to issue some refunds. That's why I tell you, always check the best use by date. Da, 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 da. Jen says, Oath Lemonade had a weird metallic taste you mentioned recently. For other flavors, you did. Yes. Yeah, I have heard some people say that. I suspect not all taste buds are the same. Absolutely. Yes. Sandy's like, I'm glad I'm here to rumble. Yes, we are. Okay. Tara said, Allie, can we talk about the topics you mentioned before time gets away from us? Yes. Yeah. So we already went over two of them. That was compound BPI and ProRx, right? Which is the two big 503B pharmacies that are no longer going to be compounding GLP1s. So yeah. And then checked best use by dates, right? That was that Bell issue I was talking about earlier, where I talked to somebody. They ended up getting a refund because they got a multi-month supply and it expired before the multi-month was up. The other thing that I wanted to touch on today was about gray market shipments. With my scented pen, we're going to check that off the list. So I'm seeing a lot more posts where people are having their gray market shipments, right, which is peptides coming from overseas, seized by customs. And what customs has started doing is like the local police department will post on their page. I'm going to do a video about this so you guys will be able to see the pictures, but it's really kind of weird. So they'll post on the page of the local police department page and like a huge seizure of peptides worth such amount of money were seized for coming over from China, right? By the way, the comments section on these Facebook posts, hilarious, because those of us who know what we're looking at, we can readily identify everything in the picture based off of the labeling, right? If you know, you know. And a lot of times it's backwater, which is used to reconstitute, right? It's bacteriostatic water, whatever, however you say that words. So there's that, which is like not expensive at all. And there'll be like BPC 157 and, like all this, copper peptides and all of these things that are not huge expensive, not even GLP1 meds, right? And then they're like, it was worth millions of dollars. And I'm just like, how big was this raid that you guys did? Because what you're showing in the picture is maybe $150. Like, anyway, the reason why I mention it is because I know that I have a lot of people who recently lost access to GLP-1s that have turned to the gray market, to research grade. And the reason why I wanted to mention this and mention that I have a video coming out on it soon is because the same applies to you guys as to my compound people. I do recommend that people stock up because they are cracking down on everything. So thank you, Tara. All of our items are marked off of our checklist. So we're good to go. Now we can just get straight to the shenanery. And we even talked about all the weekly favorites too. Nice. We're doing great. I'm knocking it out, man. Okay. Mary says, oh my God, Ron White, Tater is his son. Yeah, Tater Tot. Yes. One of my absolute fave comedians. Hilarious. Hilarious. Hey, Margaret's here. Hello from Florida, Idaho. Hey there. Okay. Are you going to taste test Clear Simple Eats Clear? Yes, that is part of the sample pack that I got. Yes. So, video coming soon. Yes, I got it. Got a bunch of flavors. I'm pretty excited. It looks good. And so far I've been pretty impressed with the Clean Simple Eats. And I got new flavors of their protein powder and I got the clear protein, so we're going to try it all. Okay. JC says I tried gray market Tirzepatide that came with a COA and endotoxin report. Good. Even at the same dose, I definitely didn't get the same hunger suppression. Why is that if the COA says 5 milligrams as well? So what I would ask you here is how you reconstituted it. Assuming that, right, that it had batch numbers, that it was what it was, that the COA was recent, right? You always want to check that date. I would ask you, how did you reconstitute it? What I find is that a lot of people will use a lot of backwater to reconstitute their peptides, and then they're having to inject so much, right? Because now they've diluted it so much. So that would be my follow-up question to you. But it sounds like you're doing pretty good here. You're pretty on point. So, the other thing I would say is this happens to people often, even going from name brand to compound, and it usually evens itself out within a dose. So I can't really explain it. Okay. Dun, 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 dun. I asked with a question in the chat and then get a clear answer. Yeah. Yeah. That's because they didn't want to have to tell you that they've had problems. I went to plan. It gave me the option to order. Yeah. That's in reference to the Bell multi-month. Do. Hey, this is for Linda. Linda, I'm going to put this up here so that you can see it. We were talking to Linda about labs earlier. Labs for Linda. That would be a really great like dog rescue name, right? Like a lab rescue. Labs for Linda. Okay. Da. Okay, JC says my A1C is normal now. How long can I go without Manjaro before it returns to a diabetic level? That's going to depend on your body, right? How insulin resistant you are, right? So how much adipose tissue you still have, and what your diet looks like, right? So it's going to vary based off of the individual. If I stick to a low carb and fasting, is it possible to maintain non-diabetic levels without it? It depends on the person. I have followed many people who have come off of Manjaro who did everything right, right? Some of them were no carb, right? Like straight up carnivore. Some people were low carb and doing intermittent fasting. Some people were doing like, plant-based, doing all the things. And they still were not able to maintain a low or normal A1C. So, yeah, it just depends on your body. I don't have a good answer for you, but it's a great question. And if it's something that you run into that you have to do, then you just work with a dietitian and you do the best you can, right? And you'll probably figure out pretty quickly within 3 months of being off of it if it's something that you're going to be able to maintain without medication. The other thing you can do if you absolutely have to get off GLP1s, like you don't have any other options, you can talk to your doctor about doing something that's more affordable, like metformin. Metformin has a lot of side effects. It's really not that awesome, but it would certainly be better than nothing. So you may want to talk to your doctor about other options that insurance will likely cover, right? It might help. I was drinking my drink behind the comment. Okay. Catching up to the questions. Okay. Have you tried Spilt Milk brand caffeinated protein shakes? Yes. I want to say I have a review video in the reviews playlist. Yeah, I tried all the flavors. Yep. Go check it out. Yes. I've ordered lab work from doctor, says good pricing, doctor approved, did the no membership option. Okay, they must be having a conversation I know everybody's kind of back and forth in the comments. Hey, Sarah's here. Hey there. Hey, Allie. Hello. Howdy. Greetings. What do you think about companies like walk-in labs where you self-pay and you don't have to go through your doctor. You pick the ones you want and then schedule an appointment at a local lab. I think that if it's affordable for you and you are doing extensive research, or you get your doctor to tell you what labs would be beneficial and that's a more affordable way to do it, then I would say yeah, that's great. If they're just price gouging people, I'm not familiar with that company. Um, but if they're just price gouging people, then I would not be a fan. But if it's reasonable, right, similar to what you would pay, right, like whatever insurance doesn't cover, right, you would pay, then yeah, I would be fine with that. I think that would be good. I think that for many people, it's going to be about getting the labs that are a good fit for them, right? Because I mean, you could get every lab under the sun, but then you've got to read it, decipher it, go over it with your doctor, or look it up online, right? So, yeah, I think that for people either working with a doctor or doing a lot of research, I can see how that could be beneficial. Tara says, I love, love, love the hero tortillas and buns. I have not tried the buns, but I want to. Every time I go to get them, they're sold out. It's because I have to wait till the weekend to do my grocery shopping. I bet you if I could do it during the week, I bet you they'd still be in stock. Okay. Na, 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 na. Sandy says, I finally got to join your club. Just wish I could super chat with you. When will this get fixed? It's fixed. It's fixed. It's good. Sandy, we're good. Yeah. I got my channel back. I'm good. You should be able to super chat. I'm pretty sure. Somebody double check it for me. Okay. Midgie says, using Shed, next subscription is already in question. Mine comes from Promise Pharmacy in Florida. Do you know who Shed uses for API? That is a great question. I am not familiar with that pharmacy in Florida. I'm going to have to look that up for you. But that's a very good question. Hold on. Hold, please. Okay. So it's Promise Farm in Florida API question. Okay. All right. I wrote it down, Midgie, so I'll figure it out for you. Okay. Da, 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 da. Snowy. Sorry I'm late. I had to have a date night. Nice. Well, I mean, was it a good date? I hope it was a good date. I'm glad you're here. Okay. Oh, it didn't click on Sherry's. Okay, Sherry, here we go. I'm not diabetic, but I had pre-diabetes. A1C went from 5.9 to 5.3. I'm in maintenance on 7.5. Over time, can my A1C improve even more, even if I stay at the same dose and not go higher? So, yes, but there are two things that you want to consider here. One, you don't want your A1C to be super low. I know that this becomes a focal point for many doctors, and they're like, oh, we got to get your A1C down. It's because uncontrolled A1C is bad, right? When it's like 13, 16, right? Like all of that is bad. But once you start getting down to this level, that's where you really have to be careful, because then you're at the other end of the spectrum where if your A1C is too low, that is also problematic. So, over time, can the A1C improve even if I stay at the same dose? Yes. And how you would do that is with diet. Diet, exercise. If you are a person who can do intermittent fasting, there are many people who utilize that. You don't have to. I am personally not somebody who can fast, but I'm also like a full-blown type 2 diabetic. So it's not a one size fits all. So ask your doctor. But yeah, you can change your A1C. and stay on the same dose? Absolutely. Yeah. Also, really awesome to work with a dietitian on that. So, Cindy says, don't forget the like button. Yes, please hit the like button. We are doing fantastic. We have had a ton of people tonight in the live show. I'm so glad you guys are here. If you're watching on the replay, make sure you hit replay, type replay in the comments because I love my replay people too. Okay. I tried Super Chat, only lets me choose a membership. Oh yeah, well you have to be a member to do the Super Chat. Yeah, that's true. Hey, look, Sandy figured it out. She's got it. Okay, great. Oh my gosh, did I just catch up to all the comments? What is happening? Houston, we have a problem. There are no more comments. I don't even know what to do with myself. I've already gone over all the things on the list. And now there's no more comments. There's no more questions. What are you guys doing? You're leaving me hanging. I love you, but you're leaving me hanging. Okay. I'm going to give you a moment to talk amongst yourselves. Here come the comments. Okay. Everybody was just hanging out. Sold by Storm. Where have you been? Where have you been? And are you the one who was anti-protein cereal? Was that your comment? Or was that somebody else? Somebody was like, I think protein cereal is the devil. I'm just kidding. That's not what they said. I'm just joking. But okay. Okay. Here we go. What is the best GLP-1? Sema, TERS, or Retta? It's going to be the one that works for you. So this is a great question. If I had to choose one, I would say that it's Tirzepatide. And I know that a lot of people are going to be like, what? No, it's Retta, blah, blah, blah. Here's the thing. Tirzepatide is king of appetite suppression, right? It's very well tolerated amongst a lot of people. And we've got a lot of people that are on it. They've done microdosing. They've done, split dosing. They've done all these things, right? And Retta, while we're getting there, thanks to the people that are on gray market and research grade, right? We're not quite there yet. And a lot of the Retta community is your, fitness gurus, which their data is helpful. I don't want to completely negate it, but some dude who's already a buff dude that's like, I really like Retatrutide, right? That doesn't help me necessarily as an overweight woman, right? As I'm like, can I really take you at what you're saying? I did 230 grams of protein today. Okay, well, that sounds terrible to me, dude. That sounds like a recipe for constipation. Holy guacamole. So it's kind of like this. I am not a fan of semaglutide. I've said it before. There are way too many people that have horrible side effects, and the dosing is just off. The Wegovy pill group is full of people who are ultimately disappointed. I don't recommend it. That's just me. That's just my personal opinion. Again, I'm not a doctor. There are many people who are on semaglutide. It is the most affordable option aside from pills. And it works for them. They lose all their weight. They get to their goal weight. They love it. They don't have harsh side effects. So that's why I say it's whichever one fits you. It's whichever one works best for you. I think that there are a lot of people, and I've said this before, that are going to get on Retta and be horribly disappointed. I think that there are also a lot of people who do not have good results on semaglutide or tirzepatide. It's like follow the bouncing ball. Boop, 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 boop. GLP1. Boo. Sorry. ADD. I think that there are people who are on semaglutide or tirzepatide that'll go to retatrutide and be sorely disappointed. So we shall see. Great question. Okay. Nina's going to try to be brief. You don't have to be brief. Just make it a couple comments long. We're good. Okay. Started Manjaro October of 2025, lost 35 pounds nicely. Okay, good. A1C went from 8.2 to 6.2. That's fantastic. Been on 7.5 for 6 weeks, but weight loss has been dead in the water. Yeah, it's 7.5. Not budging. Is it time for 10? So this is very common on 7.5, and it's just one of those things. I can't explain it. We don't have data for it. Some people do really well on 7.5. A lot of people will completely stall out on 7.5. And I don't know why. I was one of those people. Didn't really have a whole lot of side effects. It was just kind of more of the same. But I didn't really have a whole lot of weight loss either. So is it time to move up to 10? I like that you've been on 7.5 for 6 weeks. That's good. You just want to look at some of the other factors. How is your appetite suppression? How are you feeling? How is your energy level? How is your diet? Right? How are you doing? Once you factor in those other items, then, right, it may be time to talk to your doctor about moving up to 10. So, but just so you know, you are not alone. This happens to a lot of people on 7.5. And I would love for them to do some kind of research to explain why this happens, because it's so many people that it's, there's got to be something to it. Hey, Barbara said, you're looking lovely tonight. Thanks, Barbara. You're looking lovely tonight. Barbara, I just want you to know that the magic is in you. Unicorn. My new shirt. Can you tell I'm excited about it? Oh, what does this say? I can't really read it. Well, I guess I'm gonna have to go to the next comment. So, if you were not here for the last live, you're not going to understand what a tuna omelette is. I have not tried it yet. I purchased some tuna, but I haven't been able to bring myself to do it. So no tuna omelette video yet. But I did buy the tuna. We shall see. And if you're curious about what we're talking about here, go watch the last live. Okay. Hey there, that's wild. If I don't want a membership, I can't just give you. Yeah, I don't know why. I don't know why it's not working. But don't forget, if you are, really wanting to send, and you don't have to, I do have my Venmo and my Cash App listed here in the little ticker as it goes by. So if that's something you would like to do, again, it's never expected, always appreciated. But yeah, I don't know. I'll have to look into that. I don't know why that's not working. That's weird. Yeah, because everything's working on my channel now. I'll check it and see. Maybe it's something that needs to be changed. Okay. Doris says, where are the syringes in your Amazon? Yeah, so if you go to my Amazon storefront, which is linked in the description box below, and then you'll go to the list that's labeled GLP1, I think it's GLP1 Essentials, or it might just say GLP1, they'll be listed there. There are 2 different options that I purchase. One is going to have 100 units in it, and the other is going to have 30 units in it. So just make sure that you're checking right before you check out, because there is 2 options there. right here. And yes, down with processed protein cereal. That's too funny. I saw your comment. Hey, Southern Soul Fire made it to the party. Make sure you watch from the beginning, from the beninging. Okay. Okay, JC says, do you need to strength train while on a GLP-1? Do you really lose muscle? Yes and yes. So here is the science. Blinding them with science. Okay. Anytime you are on a weight loss journey, whether you are taking a GLP-1 or not, you will lose muscle mass and you will lose bone density as you lose weight. Now, I know that that can be a shocker to many people because before GLP-1s, nobody cared, right? It was like, oh, you lost a bunch of weight. You're doing great. Nobody was tracking things as closely as we are. If you go and look at, people who lost drastic amounts of weight before GLP-1s were a thing, you will see that they, lost muscle mass, right? If they were not strength training or building muscle, and that they lost some bone density. Why is that? Well, because me at 285 pounds, I needed more bone density and also more muscle mass to move my body and just survive and do all the things at 285 pounds. Well, now at 155 pounds, I don't need nearly as much muscle or bone density to maintain and move, right? Because movement is a lot easier. So here's where the challenge comes in. For people who do not strength train on a GLP-1, what ends up happening is they lose significant muscle mass, which can be problematic over time. Now, the latest research shows that going into your 50s and 60s with less muscle mass is problematic long term for your health, right? And you can go read those studies. You also want to consider that your muscle mass is the furnace that burns your metabolism, right? It keeps you going. So if you want to continue to lose weight, you've got to have that muscle mass. And again, when you are in a caloric deficit, you don't get to choose where it comes from. Your body is going to eat up the fat. It is going to eat up some muscle, right? That's just how weight loss works. But you can also counteract that by doing the strength training, the resistance training, and prioritizing protein, all of which helps you long term. So, yeah, great question. Midgie says, I want to try protein Pop-Tarts. Midgie, before you try protein Pop-Tarts, tune in for my review because it's getting ready to go live. I tested them. You're going to want to watch it first so you don't waste money because there are good ones and there are not so good ones. And I am a huge fan of Pop-Tarts. So stay tuned for that review. Okay. Yukon says, what percentage do you keep on the membership? That is a very good question. I want to say YouTube they take like 20%. Don't quote me on that. I haven't looked at it in a very, very long time since I started with the memberships. So, I want to say it's like 15, 20%. I'm not sure, but I can check on it for you. I can check on it. I should probably familiarize myself with all of that. Okay. JC says, how come I still have a belly on a GLP-1 for 6 months? I have seen people lose their belly after 3 months on the same dose. So this is going to depend on your body shape specifically. And I will tell you, as somebody who stores all of their adipose tissue in the middle, okay? So belly, love handles, back, all right, the apple shaped, right? All right there in the middle. Um, the belly is usually the last to go. And it just depends on whatever your genetic shape is. And for many people, it's hard, like once you get to be a certain size, to see what someone's true shape is. And I've seen many people who are pear shaped or rectangular shaped, and those body types have a tendency to slim out in the waist much faster than, say, an apple shape. And if you want to, you can Google body shapes and it'll show you each one, and you can, kind of get a feel for what you are. I recommend that if you're somebody like me who has been overweight for most of their life, that you try to look at younger pictures of yourself to see kind of what your body shape was. Have you always kind of stored things in the middle? Or, were you more hourglass shaped, or, right? There's a whole bunch of other shapes. So yeah, so it just depends on genetics. But for the vast majority of people, regardless of the time frame on a GLP-1, the belly is going to be the last to go. The other thing that you want to keep in mind is, depending on how much weight you've lost, you may have some loose skin. And what I like to remind people, and I have some videos about this, is when you reach your goal weight, depending on what your starting weight was, you may have anywhere from 8 to 12 pounds of loose skin on your body. Now, me starting out at 285, I know I do. If you want to go see the videos and see what I look like, you can, because I've posted them. I know I have loose skin. And if I got it removed, my clothes would probably fit a lot better. But, it's just one of those things. So it's important to keep that in mind, because you don't want to compare yourself to other people if they've got a different body shape than you, if they don't have loose skin and you do, right? Like, it all just depends on your body and how you are shaped. So don't get discouraged. I know that it's just human nature to compare yourself to other people, but at the same time, your GLP-1 journey is yours. And you are going to look differently and feel differently than me, than somebody else, right? So you just got to stick with it. Okay. Thank you. Okay, that was the other topic for tonight. Thank you. I completely forgot about that one because I was wrapped up in researching about BPI. Okay, so GLP-1s, GLP pills, are they a waste? I have joined the Wegovy pill support groups and the Foundeo groups. Now, Foundeo, I don't have as much to report there, because most of the people are talking about, hey, I just got prescribed, and how do I get it, and where do I get it, and how do I do this? And a lot of them are completely new to the meds. So many of the questions there are just related to starting out on a GLP-1. But the Wegovy pill group, if I had $1 for every time somebody posted about being so disappointed and moving up in dose and still being disappointed, and moving up to the highest dose and still being disappointed, I would be retired from the day job. It is alarming to me the number of people that their doctors are pushing them to the Wegovy pill and they haven't reached their goal weight. They're switching to the Wegovy pill because it's cheaper and they haven't reached their goal weight. And the number of people who did not do any research before doing that, and now they're on the Wegovy pill and they're not happy with it. They're not happy with side effects. They're not happy with not losing weight. And the amount of frustration that is bubbling over in that group, I got to tell you, I'm not a huge fan of semaglutide, whether it's, Ozempic or Wegovy pills. I got to tell you, I was not expecting that much discourse in the group. I am continuing into beninging, continuing to watch it and keep an eye on it, but it it is a resounding question mark on whether or not these pills are going to be something that is utilized for weight loss long term. Um, Now many of these people were on GLP-1s before, right? So you always want to keep that in mind. But it's just not as strong. It's just not as effective as injections. Injections are always going to be more effective across the board with all medications. That's just the way it works, right? If you're bypassing the digestive system, you're going to get better results. But the number of people in the Wegovy pill group that are frustrated and angry, it's alarming. And what makes me sad for them is that many of them were pushed this route by their doctors or by their insurance company. And you guys know I don't like that, right? Especially for the ones that were on something that was already working. And then they get zero information and then they're not happy with the results. And I am really not happy about that. That's, as a GLP-1 advocate, like that just makes everything look bad. So, but great. But thank you. Thank you for reminding me about that. Because yes, I did want to discuss that tonight. Okay, right along those lines, does Foundeo work better than the Wegovy pill for weight loss and diabetes? So I don't think that either of the pills are designated for diabetes. Somebody let me know in the comments. I think they're both just for weight loss at this point. Secondly, the jury is out. I mean, you can look at the studies and look at the breakdown, but from what I've seen in the support groups, again, Foundeo just came out, so the information on that is really limited, right? Because I'm looking for personal experiences from people. So I'll report more on that later. But just from the Wegovy pill standpoint, I mean, there's maybe 1 out of 10 people posting in the group that's happy with it. Keep in mind, people who are happy with their weight loss and not having side effects and not having issues are less likely to post in a support group, right? So, I mean, we take it with a grain of salt. But when the statistics are like this, right? As opposed to the groups that are specifically focusing on injectables, right? Where it's much more even. It concerns me. So I think that for people that would refuse an injection for whatever reason, cost, they're scared of needles, whatever, I think that it's certainly better than nothing. I also think that for people who are in maintenance, many of the people, specifically with the Wegovy pill, who are in maintenance, they are happy. Although some of them have noted that they don't have the same type of reduction in inflammation like they did with Zepbound or Tirzepatide. Um, but other than that, I mean, they've reached their goal weight and so they're happy. So it's really just one of those things where I need doctors to get on board and start keeping track of this stuff. So, okay. CJ says, "What are your thoughts on fast food chains offering high protein snacks or meals on their menu?" So I'll answer the first part here and then I'll get to the second part. So, what are my thoughts on it? I think it's a smart business move, right? Kind of a no-brainer. So, fast food sales, for those of you who may not be aware, are down. Thanks, GLP-1s, right? Like, oh boy, we're not addicted to fast food anymore. Yay! Right? Fast food companies are going, oh crap. Now, I will say that for the last 6 years or so, fast food prices have been creeping up, creeping up, creeping up, creeping up. And now you can't even go to Taco Bell, or it's like a dollar menu. What is that? Right? You talk about that now with people and they're like, what are you, from the 1800s? A dollar menu? When did that exist? So I think that they kind of did it to themselves, right? But at the same time, if your sales are down, what do? You make stuff cheaper, or you cater to what the people want. When there was that big boom in the 90s with diet food and diet culture and all the things, what did McDonald's do? They came out with a bunch of salads. I must be getting a delivery. Anyway, what did they do? They came out with a bunch of salads, right? Because why? Their sales were down. They were trying to capitalize on what was popular. What's popular right now? High protein snacks, small meals, and customizing the menu to get those GLP-1 people back in the door, because right now they're like, whatever. We don't need you. So, yeah. Pros and cons of this approach to 10% of the US adult population now on a GLP-1. Yeah, I need that number to go up. Absolutely. I saw the CEO of Eli Lilly talking about how, people are only about 40% of Americans are going to be able to afford a GLP-1 or have access to a GLP-1. Hey, you know what I say? Guess what, bucko? That's not good enough. If you talk to your doctor and you would benefit from a GLP-1, you should have access. So, yeah. So, pros and cons. I think that fast food, right? They're going to have to adapt. It's adapt or die, right? That's all there is to it. Because more and more and more people are getting on GLP-1s. And like if the addictive properties are not able to pull in the crowd, then you got to give the crowd what they want. And what do we want? Protein. What do we want? Snacks. Smaller meals, lower prices. Oh, well, no, we don't want to lower prices. Oh, no. Right? That's too much like a good deal. Don't cut into the bottom line, but we'll give you protein snacks. So, yeah. But I think that I think more people need access to a GLP-1. Again, it's a decision between that individual and their doctor. It should not be a decision made by an insurance company, made by a pharmaceutical company, made by somebody who's interested in price gouging you, like a PBM. I don't think any of them should be weighing in on whether or not my doctor thinks it's a good medication for me and if I should take it. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Okay. Question. Is mochi a 503A or a 503B? I do not know. I have not looked into who mochi is using, because they've had to hop, skip, and jump around ever since their pharmacy got shut down. So I don't know. I don't know. I would assume that there are probably multiple that they're using, right? You don't put all your eggs in one basket. So I don't know. But if you got on their website or in the support chat or something, I'm sure they'd be able to tell you. Life is good, says Starbucks protein coffee. Right? What do they want? Protein. What do they give them? Protein, right? I mean, you gotta give the people what they want. Okay. Sold by Storm says, I had nausea very bad on Ozempic, went to Manjaro, and now I'm winning. Booyah. Booyah. Gun show. Love it. Yeah, I hear that a lot from people. I hear that a lot. Jennifer said, if it's not broken, why fix it? Yeah. Manjaro is king. Absolutely. Tirzepatide is king. Okay. All right, we got a question from Angie, like the Rolling Stones. Okay. Oh my God. Oh, oh my God. Oh my God. Okay. Allie, yes, that's me. I'm thinking of going up to 7.5. Yeah, right. That's an oh my God moment. I've been on Zepbound for 6.5 months, so moving up slow. Okay, good. Can you tell us for a gabillionth time your lived experiences for how you decided to move up? Yes, absolutely, I can. And let's hydrate. Okay, what are some of the things that you want to look at when it comes to evaluating moving up in dose? So, are you losing weight? Remember, healthy weight loss is not necessarily losing weight every week. And there are a lot of people that get very frustrated by this. So you're going to look at your weight loss. How is that going? Anywhere from zero point 0.5 to 2 pounds per week is normal, healthy weight loss, right? So if you've got an entire month of zeros across the board, okay, might be time to consider going up in dose. But you're going to look at the other factors as well. What are you eating? What does your nutrition look like? Can you fine tune it? Can you change what you're doing, right? Maybe your protein goal is set at a very moderate level. Maybe you need to up your protein. Okay. Maybe you need to lower the fat a little bit. Maybe you're doing a moderate amount of carbs. Maybe you drop that down a little bit. Our bodies are very adaptive. So the more you do the same thing over months for 6.5 months at a time, right? Your body is going to check in and say, hey, Angie, I like what you're doing here. And now I'm going to down regulate. Regulators. So your body is going to adapt to what you're doing. You're doing the exact same exercise all the time, right? It's like, oh, I'm getting my 10,000 steps a day, 20 gabillion thousand steps a day. Yeah, but your body has adapted to that. So maybe it's time to change it up, do something different. We're coming up on springtime, swimmer time. Maybe swimming is a thing that you want to do. That engages a lot of muscles that you're not using just walking around, right? So you want to look at your movement. What are you doing? How can you change that? And then institute those changes, right? You want to look at your appetite suppression. How are you feeling? Is the food noise creeping back in? Are you having challenges throughout the week rather than just at the end of the week if you're somebody who's doing once a week dosing? These are all things that you want to look at and say, okay, self, let's look at all the things. And then kind of take it from there. And if you put all of those things together, and you look at everything that you're doing and you're like, you know what? I cannot be doing anything differently. Okay, then it may be time to talk to your doctor about going up in dose, right? But far too often, people assume, oh, I didn't lose weight this week, even though I lost weight every other week. And so I'm just going to go up in dose. And then I'll magically start losing weight. If I had $1 for every time I saw that posted in a support group, again, I'd be able to quit the day job. And let's be honest, that's the goal for everybody, right? To just hang up that hat at the day job. But we're not there yet. So, great question, Angie. I love it. Okay. Oh my gosh. We have 1 minute, you guys, until I turn into a pumpkin. Can we do it? Yes, we can. Okay. Kevin says, I've only taken injection early morning. Do you think any difference between early or evening? Okay. Kevin, nice question. Okay. So let's talk about timing. I feel like I'm doing all the talking. Am I that friend that you have that like talks your ear off? Is that what I do? I'm so sorry. I just love you. Let's talk about timing. If you are somebody who is experiencing side effects, and you want to potentially sleep through the side effects, you can use timing, whether it's early morning injection or late in the evening injection, to help with that. It all just depends on the timing of how your body absorbs. So, for example, when I first started out, I was very concerned about side effects and how that was going to affect my work schedule because I'm not somebody, I'm sure many people are like this, that can just call out all the time, right? Like, jobs are not really super excited about people who do that. So, for me, it was like, okay, I'm going to wait until I get off work on a Friday, take my injection Friday night. Then I've got the whole weekend to deal with side effects. And then come Monday, I'm feeling better to then do the work week, right? So a lot of it's going to depend on your schedule and what works good for you. Now, I know that there are some people who have a tendency to have some of the lighter side effects at the beginning, right after injection. What do I mean? A headache. This is a really, really common one that people experience right after injection or within 6 to 8 hours of injection. So, what do I recommend for them? I recommend you do your injection at night so that you can sleep through that bad boy. You wake up the next morning, Bob's your uncle. Now, if it works better for your schedule to do it in the evening, do it in the evening. For example, if you are a person who has small children and you need to fight with them every single day to get out of the bed, brush their teeth, get their lunch that you painstakingly prepared, get them on the bus, for you to then breathe a sigh of relief to then get yourself out the door and get on to work, right? Like if that is your life, then maybe doing an injection in the morning wouldn't be a good fit for you. So, again, it's going to come down to side effects and how does it work for your schedule. Now, if you want to switch it and test it, go for it, right? You can switch from early morning to evening to, right? Like as long as you're doing it on the same day, and even then there's some flexibility. I I am a big fan of seeing, testing, and figuring out what works best for you. So, Kevin, that was a very long answer to your very good question. Okay. Nina said, I remember you hated 10. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. It was, I didn't really lose a whole lot of weight. Like I felt like it should have been doing more for me. But having said that, 12.5, she's my baby. Still my favorite. I'm on it today. Love the 12.5. Constipation, poof, magically gone. I can't explain it. I love it. 12.5 is my favorite. So it's just one of those things, right? Like you just got to find what works for you. My body really likes 12.5. Okay. Mary says, what is happening? I don't think that ever happened before where you got to catch up with the comments before the end. Yay, I'm a member again. Yes. Yeah, that was wild. I know that there was a lot of conversation that was going on, and so I was, trying to jump down over that to make sure that I try really hard to answer everybody's questions because I know it can be hard when you feel like you don't have somebody in your corner, and I am here for you, right? Like I ain't a doctor, but I will give it to you real. So Southern Soul Fire. I just hit 40 down today. Holy guacamole. That's awesome. Excited. Yeah, you should be. I feel it. Still trying to absorb it. I know, right? You got to wrap your mind around it. Still going to dance around about 7.5. Has been doing good thus far. Good. Good. Listen, all of your hard work is paying off, right? That's what that 40 pounds down means. You are showing up every day for yourself, and you deserve it. Listen, I'm here to tell you, you deserve it. You're working hard. You're seeing the results. You are awesome. And nobody can tell me otherwise. That's what I'm saying. Southern Soul Fire. Okay. Nina said, thank you. I hate feeling alone, but I feel like I'm injecting water. Yeah. I have felt that way. I think it's like the GLP rite of passage, right? At some point, you got to feel like, is this thing really on? Is this thing working? Hello? Right? We've all been there. We feel like we're injecting water. I think it's just part of it. It's just part of the journey. Tuna omelet video will go viral. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. And everybody has to hype it and we have to make it go viral. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do it so serious. Okay? Even it turns out to be not good. I'm going to do it so serious. And I need everybody in the comments who has now seen this video. I will need you to come to that video and be like, oh my gosh, I tried it. It's so good. Even if you don't, we are going to play a massive joke on the GLP1 community. Watch me make this thing and watch it be good. But I'm saying, even if I do, and it's not, you still have to hype it. We have to go and act like it's the best thing ever and like dupe all the people into going and trying it. I think we should. I think we should do a social experience or a social experiment, if you will, on the tuna omelet. Okay. Da, da. I want to try the tuna omelet. Just haven't gotten to the menu yet. Yeah. Life is Good said, add apples to your tuna salad. Tuna salad? Now I think you're pranking me. To your tuna salad? Chicken salad, yes. I'll even take chicken salad and put it on a slice of apple. I'll show you when I do that in a video. But apples in the tuna salad? Okay, that's going to have to be a separate video. What kind of apple? Life is Good 8. What kind of apple do you put in a tuna salad? I feel like you guys are pranking me at this point. Like, hey, can we get Allie to make something crazy? I think that's what you're doing. But I'll do it for you. I will comply with the masses. Okay, so tell me what kind of apple, because I have never heard of this. Chicken salad, yes. Tuna salad, I don't know. I mean, I'll do it if you want me to. Look, Sarah said she's excited for the review. I'm excited too. So excited. Okay, Kevin says, I just started 15 and wow, it's like beginning, like the beninging was for me. I only have 9 to 15 pounds to go, but I needed to move up. I love that. I love that. Yeah, I thought 15 was great. I like it. Tuna omelet? Yeah, Taryn. Yeah. Tuna omelet. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, you have to go watch the last live. Okay. Da, 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 da. I was on 7.5 bound for 3 months, had the same stall issue and the same weight loss as you, just bumped up to 10, got it delivered today. Can't wait to try it. That's fantastic. It's fantastic. Okay. Ooh, Southern Soulfire makes a very good point. Weights are so good for women for bone strength as we age. Yes. Yeah, men too, but yes, it is extremely important that women be doing some sort of resistance training, whatever it is they can handle. And in light of this, I will tell you that I have some workout videos coming up soon. So yeah, because I want to encourage everyone to do this. So yes. Life is Good says, I have osteoporosis and having trouble doing any kind of strength training. Listen, hang in there because I'm going to have some resistance training, right? Which is not necessarily strength training, but still good for your bones. Okay. So we're going to do that. I've got a whole plan, you guys. We're going to do it together. It's going to be good. So, da, 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 da. Okay. Okie dokie. Nina said, for whatever it's worth, you said exactly what my doctor said. Look at the diet, etc. Just thought I'd say that to you and everyone. I'd rather give you my Medicare bucks. That's adorable. Nina, you're adorable. I love that. Black squirrel. Da, 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 da. Hey there. I'm still getting the runaround with my prior authorization. Insurance is blaming doctor. Doctor is blaming insurance. Oh my gosh. Okay. Can you get a hold of the prior authorization documents? Will the doctor's office give it to you? And secondly, if you are someone who is having trouble with prior authorizations and your doctor's office is giving you the runaround, you can check out claimable.com, right? And there are other companies now that you can use but Claimable specifically specializes in GLP1s. You can use the code FitFlavorFun to save money. Black Squirrel, yeah, I mean, at this point, this is just ridiculous. At this point, I would be standing on my doctor's desk and saying, you need to provide me the documentation. I'm not leaving here without it, and take it to somebody else to figure out what's going on, because somebody is dropping the ball. But until you get a hold of the paperwork, you're not going to be able to figure it out. So yeah, I would go ahead and put in the request for them to give you the prior authorization that they filled out. Looking forward to the Pop-Tarts review. Yeah, I've actually got quite a few reviews pending. Okay. I just saw my doctor to get bumped from 7.5 to 10. She pointed out that 0.5 doses, like 2.5, 7.5, are meant to help you adjust to the higher dose slowly. Hope that helps you not worry about going up. Yeah. Yeah, that's why they do the in-between dosing. And some people are more sensitive to the medications and they need even smaller increments, right? Going up in dose. Okay. Da da da. Foundeo pill is only $1.99. Yes, it is. In the beginning. Listen, don't be spitting out your food, although that does make me laugh. Okay. Da 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 da. The group is being rallied. Let's continue to give Allie GLP1 peer pressure so she'll make a tuna omelet video. I promised you I would. Listen, first of all, no need for peer pressure, okay? Second of all, I promised you that I would. I got the tuna. Yeah, I'm halfway there. I just needed to decide, was I going to go the funny angle or was I going to be serious? But now you guys have inspired me to be 1,000,000% serious. And then I need everyone to go to the comments of that video when I post it and act like it's the best thing since sliced bread. Even if you hate tuna. Okay. All right. Nina says, I'm sure you've gone over this a gazillion times. It was probably a gabillion, but it's okay. Where's your favorite injection site? And did you really notice better suppression at different sites? Yes. Okay. So there are two groups of people. One group of people, they will change injection sites and they will feel zero effects, differences, right? They just don't feel a difference. perfectly fine. And then there's the group of people that do feel a difference, either in side effects or suppression or how they feel in general based off of injection site. There are studies on this. You can go watch them, go read them if you want to. My favorite injection site. So I've got a few, and I'm going to tell you about each one and why it is what it is. Number one favorite was thigh, top of the thigh. I used that as my exclusive injection site for as long as I possibly could. That had the fewest side effects, and statistically, it has the fewest side effects, right, across people. So if you are just starting out and you're nervous about a GLP-1, thigh is both easy to inject and harder to screw up, and you will have less side effects starting out. So that was my number one. Unfortunately, as I lost weight, it was no longer comfortable for me to do injections there because of how I'm shaped, which is apple shaped. So I have more muscle tone in the thigh, right? I kind of store all the fat in the middle. It's the fluffy sushi roll, as I like to say. So then I tried back of the arm. That was absolute garbage. And I've done it like 2 times. Terrible side effects. I had headaches for no good reason. Appetite suppression was all over the place. No, no, no. I could still do it today. I do have enough adipose tissue there, but I don't bother with it. Now, let's talk abdomen, because this has been my go-to because that's where the rest of my fat storage is. So, my favorite is the outer abdomen, okay? What many would consider love handles. That's kind of my favorite. But what I do is I rotate all over the place because obviously you don't want to do the injection in the same place. And you get, statistically speaking, you get more appetite suppression and or more digestive related side effects when you do an abdominal injection. So that was something that I had to kind of navigate when I switched from exclusively doing thigh to now exclusively doing it all kind of in the middle area. Um, it's just one of those things that's challenging. So I will say that of the entire abdomen area, right? So love handles all the way around, right? And then you stay away from the belly button area. Suppression is pretty consistent. And with my thigh, it was also very consistent. Back of the arm, it was all over the place for me. It's going to be different for each person. This is why I recommend that when people are starting out on a GLP-1, that they try all of the injection sites and take note, like an actual note of what they feel, how are the weeks going, right? Because what you can do in the beginning, right, like me with a thigh injection, may change over time. Now I've done thigh injections and it's incredibly uncomfortable and I don't like it. So I just stick with the abdomen. So yeah, great question. All right. We are going to wrap it up for the evening. Let me make sure that I haven't missed any questions. Look at Midgie. I know you did not just put a tuna and then a baby chick in an egg up here. I know you didn't. You are not right. Ooh, Amy said, remember when Wendy's put in a bunch of salad bars? If they could have kept those clean, I would have loved it. I used to love the Ruby Tuesday salad bar, which, by the way, they brought back and it's not as good as it used to be. And can we talk about how they used to have the just the bar in general in Pizza Hut? Oh my gosh. That was the best. It was the best. Okay. All right, I'm going to scroll through here. Da 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 da. Da da da. Da. He shouldn't be proud of the fact that few people can afford it. Yes, this is in reference to the Eli Lilly CEO. More need it and the price. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. 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 I was not happy with his commentary. In the future, only 40%. Really, dude? Let me show you. Let me show you what I think of your 40%. Because I think that 100% of people should have access to it. And the thing is, we'll get there, right? It's just going to be years down the road. Okay. Ellie, I hope you stay another 1 to 2 hours. That would be great. Yes. Unfortunately, I cannot do such a thing because A, I will turn into a pumpkin. Also B, my dogs will they will mutiny because they are very much used to the time we go to BED. And no, I can't say the word because then everybody's going to get up and they're all asleep right over there. Okay. Sold by Storm says, what about a 24-hour live event? I don't know. I don't know that you guys could handle me for 24 hours. I'm really just kind of redonkulous. I really am. I don't know. I tell you what. When I hit what's the next big number? 25K subscribers, 20. Yeah. I'll do that for you. How about that? But I'm going to be wearing pajamas. Okay? And I'm going to have to figure out like how I would do that because like I'm constantly going outside and taking the dogs out and doing laundry and what you guys would probably be so motion sick by the time I was done. You'd be like, Allie, oh my gosh, do you ever sit down? Yes, I sit down to talk to you. Okay. Da-da-da. Yes, workout videos. I like it. I have fibro and osteoarthritis, a good exercise with weights. Yes. Yeah. I'm working on it. Okay. Mizu says, I think I checked. Maybe that's checked. Correct place on Amazon for syringes. Some say none are available. Any suggestions? Huh. Mitsu, you may have to look. So the thing about ordering syringes on Amazon is sometimes it's not allowed for your state. So look for the 31 or the 30 gauge. Easy Touch is the one that's my preference. It may just not be available from those sellers. I'll go check it out. I'll check it out and see what's going on with those. And I'll put a new link up there. But yeah, but if it's showing you that you can't get it, it's either not available from that seller or it's not available to be shipped to your state, which I know Amazon does. Look, apples and tuna salad. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. What you're saying, that's what I'm saying. And I'm the one that's got to eat it. Okay. My favorite injection site is my forehead. Just kidding. Don't do that. No. Best post I ever saw in a support group. Are you guys ready for this? And this was a genuine question. Okay. The person was really upset when everybody attacked them. They, no joke, said, I have a huge double, triple chin. Can I inject into there so that will dissolve faster? I wish I was making it up, but I'm not. This is why people post anonymously, because they say crazy stuff. But yeah, do not inject in your forehead. I mean, unless it's Botox. I mean, I guess you could do that if that's your cup of tea. Okay. Repeat, do not do that. Not authorized site. You're cracking me up. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. Okay. I've injected in my booty and I like it. Mostly do stomach though. Yeah. I don't think I've done the booty injection. I guess I could. Some people really like it, especially with the auto injector pen. It's real easy to do. Maybe I'll give that a try. What do you think? Does anybody want to know about No, I'm not going to show it in a video, but I'm saying does anybody want any feedback on that? I don't know. I feel like it would just be an opportunity for everybody to attack me and be like, that's not an approved site, which is what they do to me in the support groups when people are struggling. And I recommend the love handles because the entire abdomen is actually an approved site. But people, for some reason, they will just stay like right around that area where the belly button is for no reason. No one ever told you to do that. But there are a whole bunch of people that are like, no, you can't go out any further because it's not approved. Yes, you can. Nina said, thank you for answering all of my questions. Nina, thank you for coming to hang out with me on this day of Thurs. I love you guys. You are all fantastic. And let's see. Oh, talking about the tuna omelet. I saw 3 fingers from the belly button and I go that far away and rotate. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. But you can go all the way out. So it's like belly button's here, right? You can go whoop, whoo, all around, all over town. Now, some places are going to be more sensitive than others. So keep that in mind. But yeah, you can go all the way out to the love handle on the side. Some people have used it to break a stall and they've had really good results. Look at you. I see what you're doing here. Tuna omelette. Okay. I was asked to do plant-based because of my cholesterol. I'm not a doctor, but I might play one on TV. Okay. Cholesterol is a little bit high. My doctor doesn't want to give me meds. Hopefully a diet keep. Yes. Yeah. So if you don't want to go completely plant-based, even just doing plant-based on specific days of the week, like you see a lot of people talking about meatless Mondays, right? You can do things like that. And if you need help looking at specifically some plant-based protein products, then let me know and I will make a video for you because I went vegan for quite some time. So I've tested out all of the fake meats, all of the stuff. Like I know the brands that are good and the ones that are like eating cardboard. So if you need help with that, then let me know and I'll make a video for you. Because I can assure you that there are many, many people, right, who are in this position. And side note, this is actually a really great suggestion by your doctor. So kudos to your doctor because most of the time, doctors are just like, your cholesterol's high. We're putting you on a medication, right? When in actuality, you can lower your cholesterol with your diet. So my hat goes off to your doctor. So if I can't eat animal protein, that means I eat beans and legumes. Can I eat beans while I'm on Zepbound for weight loss? Yeah. Thought that legumes had carbs in them. Yeah, they do. It's because they have fiber. But yeah, beans and rice together actually makes a complete protein. There are some other plant-based complete proteins. I can brush up on those for you. But yeah, the only thing I will say, and this goes for everybody, whether you're on a GLP-1 or not, if you do not normally consume beans and legumes, and you've decided you want to incorporate them into your diet, please do so slowly. Okay? Start with one meal and then wait 3 days, see how you're feeling, and then do another one, right? Small meal, don't get crazy with it. Do it as a side or something. I cannot tell you how many people I have seen that are like, I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna eat beans at every meal. Beans, good for your heart, right? And then the next thing I know, they're like, oh my gosh, I'm in so much pain. The cramps, the gas. I cannot take it anymore. The beans are killing me, right? Do not get crazy with it. Ease into it. Okay? If you ease into it, your microbiome will adjust, and then you can consume more beans and legumes. If you get crazy, you'll be sorry. Make sure you have digestive enzymes on hand. Make sure you've got some Beano or something like that, right? In case you have gas. Make sure that you're not going to be heading to the library shortly thereafter, just in case you have some gas, right? Don't go into a quiet space. Don't go into an important meeting, okay? If you don't know how the beans are going to affect you, don't eat them while at work. These are the things not only that I think about, but that I want you to think about so that you can be prepared on your beautiful bean journey. Okay. I used to get soup and salad. I love that place. Yes. Pizza Hut salad bar. Love that. Yes, dogs can spell. Yep, found that out the hard way the other day. We were spelling in front of Kevin, and he perked up and he was just like, yeah? Yeah? And I was like, oh no. No, you don't. So, okay. All right, guys. It is officially pumpkin time. Absolutely. Okay. Total Diabetes Supply has the syringes. Great. Thank you. Thank you for posting that. Okay. Absolutely go check that out. Wait, what's happening? What's going on? Wait, if Allie does a 24-hour live, does that mean I have to watch the whole time? No, it just means that I have to be live the whole time. Yeah. No, you're not required. People, they will come in and out, right? I mean, people got lives to live. But yeah, we'll do it. Yeah, chin jab. Crazy. Holy shite, Batman. Do not inject in the double chin. Too many blood vessels. Oh, yeah. Oh, no. No. But, but this is what I'm talking about. Like, people, if you saw, people are already talking in the Foundeo. I keep wanting to call it Fundeo. The Foundeo group, they're already talking about splitting pills. Guys, like, the compliance, especially in the US, is just jacked. It is just jacked. Like, we are all just like, hey, we know what you recommend. We're going to do what we want, right? Like, will there be a video? Wait, a video on what? There's always a video. Thank you. I think it might be, oh yeah, California. Yeah, they might have rules. Stupid rules. I do I do as close to my booty as possible. See, there you go. Uh-oh. Sarah says, please do booty shot. I've wanted to try it forever. All right, I'll give it a try. I shall do it for you. And yes, the booty is an approved site in Europe. This is correct. Is it falling out to pumpkin? Yes, I am. I'm going to turn into a pumpkin. I am. Okay, actually, Amy says, actually, the instructions I have for QuickPen have a picture with a circle around the belly button as one of the approved sites. Is it the one where it's like a ring? Right? So it's like belly button and then like a purple ring around the belly button. I've seen that. By the way, I need to get my hands on a quick pen. I need to make an appointment with my doctor so that I can pressure them into prescribing me a quick pen so I can try it. Listen, doc, I've got a YouTube channel. I need a prescription just for 1 month's quick pen, please. Anyway, I got to pay these vet bills first because Kevin's trying to be the death of me with all of his problems. Okay, I did the Flonase trick for my hive and it worked. Great. Well, at least it is super small. I got that tip here. Great. That's fantastic. Yeah, I made a video talking about injection site reactions. So definitely give that a try. All right. Everybody's curious about the booty shot. I'll do it. Okay. Next shot is tomorrow. Going to go further out and see how it goes. Yeah. Just remember that you will have different areas that are where the skin is more sensitive than others, right? In the abdomen area. But yeah, give it a try. You may find that, there's a specific space that does really well for you. My stomach is a smorgasbord of injection sites. Yes, it is. Mine too. Okay. Lish says, any advice on info on adding resistant starch supplements to help target visceral fat? So I don't know about supplements. I don't have a recommendation. But definitely Google how to make your starches that you eat starch, the resistant starch, right? Because you can cook potatoes and rice, put them in the fridge for, let's say it's 12 hours. Don't quote me on that. And it becomes a more resistant starch. So yeah, but I'll keep an eye out for some supplements. I don't have any offhand to recommend for you, but great question. Death by beans. She's built like a baked bean. I knew that's where that was going. Tara helping me out. Thank you. Yes. Okay. All right. Let me go through, make sure I haven't missed any questions. Da, 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 da. Wonderful live chat. Yeah, we always have a good time. Fit flavor fun, good times all around. Thanks, Allie and GLP peeps for a great show. Yes. Every Thursday at 6:30, set the alarm on your phone. Okay, that brings us to the end of our session together. But don't worry, don't be sad, because we're going to do it again next week. Thursdays, 6:30 Central Time. Be here or be square. If you are watching on the replay, make sure you put replay in the comments. Thank you guys so much for coming to hang out with me. And if you're looking for links to anything that I talked about, my favorites for the week, definitely drop down into the description box. You'll see my Amazon storefront. You'll see links for specific items. Check those out. And if you have something that you'd like for me to review, then drop it down in the comments below, because I'm always looking for more products to review for you guys. I do have quite a few. I think I've got like 4 more review videos coming out. The next one to hit the stage is going to be the protein Pop-Tarts, because I don't know about you, but Pop-Tarts, they hold a special place in my heart. You eat them for breakfast. You eat them for dessert. Like this video if you've ever had a Pop-Tart as dessert. And let me know, do you eat your Pop-Tarts hot, like only hot, or do you ever eat them cold? Is that a thing? Do you eat them hot or cold? Let me know in the comments. And as always, be kind, rewind.